Okay, let's look at the face edge, face side. What can go wrong? I've shown you that. We're planing a relatively small, narrow piece of wood here, so it's possible that your plane will wobble as you do this. It's possible that you may not get it exactly at right angle. Maybe you get it at 88 degrees. How do you correct that? Maybe you get it, it's not straight. How do you correct that? Okay, firstly, your bandsawn edge or your bandsawn surface coming off a machine would have been probably pretty good if rough. So watch how you take those off. It's with this face side, it's quite good to use those as a kind of guide. When you've taken them all off, you should be pretty flat. You shouldn't have overplaned either end. You just approach that surface, taking out the marks of the bandsaw, and at that point you should be pretty damn near flat. With the edge, if we've gone out of square, one of the ways around it is to use a plane with a, because balancing a plane on an edge and turning it slightly is very, very difficult. Not a good idea. What we tend to use is a plane with a curved iron. You might see in a plane like this, you might see, I don't know if I can show you this, but if you look here, the sides of the blade there and there are further back, makes a thinner, narrower shaving than it would in the centre. In the centre it makes quite a thick shaving, and the edges it's less. So you achieve correction by how you place the plane on the edge. You might put it there, or you might put it there, depending on which side of this you want to take more off, or less off. So you run the plane flat on the job, but you move it to one side to get a correction. Clear? The other way to achieve this is with a jigged system, especially with these thin. You might use something like this, which is a jig. It's called a shooting board. It's got nothing whatsoever with shooting. But shooting in this context is squaring or running a plane down an edge, or making a straight edge. This is a relatively short shooting board, so we'd use quite small pieces of wood on it. But you see how it sits with this overhang, and the plane runs down here. Got a bit of rubbish on the. Just clean that off. Plane runs on there, nice and square. So the job can go just slightly overhang that edge and run this, and you can see how smooth, clean a shaving that makes. Really nice, clean, full width shaving. You can even use them to trim the ends here, just by slightly oversaling that edge and just use this a little bit like a bacon slicer. See how little shavings are coming out of that? And that gives you an edge which is really clean and nicely plain edge. And you turn it around to get it absolutely square. It's just coming off of there. Nice plain little bits. Called a shooting board. Okay, that's ways of getting out of the holes you've dug yourself. Okay, thanks for listening.